Welcome back, witches, and welcome to Witch Talk, where we are gathering, we are learning, and we are protecting our magic. So, tonight's topic is one that almost every witch, empath, and sensitive soul has dealt with, sometimes even without realizing it. And tonight we are talking about energy vampires. And before your mind jumps into the fangs and the cloaks, because no, we're not dealing with any of these mystical creatures. These are very real people, situations, and even your environments that drain your life force, your emotional energy, and your spiritual power. If you've ever felt exhausted after talking to somebody, if you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling heavy, anxious, or foggy, if you've ever said, I don't know why, but being around them just drains me. Well, this episode is for you then. So let's talk about why you're here. We've got energy vampires. So, energy vampires are individuals who feed off of the emotional, mental, or spiritual energy of others. They don't take your blood. They don't, what they do is they take your attention, your empathy, your emotional labor, your life force. And some do this through constant negativity. They can do this by playing the victim, creating drama, oversharing trauma. And believe me, I've done that myself every once in a while. I've realized that over the years working through my own stuff. So you might do that yourself, but this is a little bit more than just oversharing trauma. This is like really getting into it, like when somebody comes to you and you don't know them and then they just start talking to you about all of their life. If you've been in the service industry, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. They are people that need constant reassurance, and they may even subtly manipulate your emotions. So, energy vampires, they thrive on reaction. They thrive on your concern, your guilt, your compassion, your need to fix and heal. And for you healers out there, especially you witches that who have heart-centered um emotions, we feel a lot more. We become prime targets because we shine, we hold space, and we try to heal. And sometimes we forget to protect ourselves when we are around people who are like this. So, with energy vampires, I'm going to talk to you about why it's important to cord cut, okay? And why it's important to not only just cord cut, but you want to be able to protect yourself as well, okay? So, energy is an exchange, okay? It's very, very real. Every interaction creates a cord, an energetic thread between you and the other person. Okay. And some cords are healthy. When you're a mother to a child, your baby's going to need you. That's not being needy. That is a healthy bond cord that you have attached to your child because there's love, there's concern, you want them good. And I mean when they're babies, of course, they need our attention. They need that affection, right? But as you start getting older and as people start, children start getting older, um, these cords are healthy. They're loving and they're meant to stay. That you can't really take away, right? You don't want to cut those cords to your loved ones. You do sometimes, mind you, okay? But there's others that when they attach to your solar plex, they attach to your heart, they attach to your throat, and they siphon this energy. And you may not even realize that this is happening. You'll just feel tired, you might feel heavy, maybe foggy, like your mind's not thinking straight, okay? And when those cords are attached, those type of cords are attached, that is what drains you. And that's why protection and cord cutting is necessary. It's not because we hate them. It's not because we wish them harm. It's because we actually deserve energetic sovereignty. Okay. So tonight we're not just going to talk about energy vampires. We're going to reclaim our energy. Okay. So I want you to follow along with me if you can. If you're somewhere safe, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a slow breath in, and I want you to release it. Now, if you have an incense stick or a smudge stick around you, you can use that. I always like to cleanse myself, my space. Okay. And I usually do that when I'm doing any type of energy work. Okay. Well, once you take that breath in and you release, okay, just keep your eyes closed. And I want you to just hear what I say. And I can write this in the group for you guys too later on if you want me to. Okay. I'm going to say, Archangel Michael, please cut all cords that are attached that are not of my best and highest good and send them back to their rightful owners with no harm to none. Now I want you to visualize seeing those cords that are extending from your body, from your heart, from your solar plex, from your throat, from your third eye, your crown chakra, your root chakra. Don't miss all the chakras. There's 7 of them, even 8 if you include your ears. Okay. And I want you to visualize these cords. Now, some of them might look like threads. They might be very, very tiny, very, very thin. Some might look like ropes. They might be a lot thicker, a lot more dense. Some might actually look like dark mist too. And I want you to visualize Archangel Michael standing before you with a sword of brilliant blue light. And one by one, these cords are gently severed. So take time. I like usually using a visual. I like using my selenite wand. If you have a selenite wand, you can do this. If you have another crystal you'd like to do it, clear quartz, anything that you have on hand, just even as a practice, okay? But you're going to visualize cutting these cords. You see Archangel Michael severing all of these cords that are attached to your body. Don't forget your feet. Don't forget your toes. Don't forget your hands and your fingers around your neck area, because all these attachments can happen in any area of your body. And once you feel that all these cords are cut, I want you to take that time and feel the release. I want you to feel it letting go. Feel the space where your energy was being pulled. And now imagine this golden light sealing those spaces. You're healing them, you're protecting them. I now ask that my angels, guides, ascended masters, and starseed family join us today to guide, protect, and watch over this process. I ask to be a clear channel for divine messages and only allow those beings of light and love to come through. I ask for all communications to be of the best and highest intention for all involved. So mote it be. Once again, take a nice breath in and release it. I want you to wiggle your fingers and come back into your body. Now, I want you to notice how you feel, because this exercise doesn't take long. You can do this in the shower. I love doing this in the shower. If you're already getting up in the morning, you're already going to have a shower, get going, visualize this in the shower and imagine that shower, the water coming down and clearing you and cleansing you. And you can visualize this any which way. You don't have to say this prayer if you don't want to. You can have your own rendition of it that you can use that if you feel guided to do that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. All you need to do is just, like I said, visualize those cords being cut. Anything that you feel that there's an attachment, there's always a strong attachment at the heart, especially if you have kids. And remember, when you're cutting these cords, you are not cutting these cords with, like I said, cutting the cords from love or support or anything to your loved ones. You're not cutting them off. You're just cutting the cords that's between you so that you can recognize what is your energy and what is theirs. Now, I want you to feel how your body feels after doing that. It doesn't take very long, but I want you to notice how you feel. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more clearer? You might even feel more grounded. And this is why we do the work, because energy vampires know. They know when your guard is down. Because we're healers. We're witches, we're healers. We want to help. And a lot of us get into this profession because there's a version of us that feels, I don't want to say necessarily severed from the world, but we may have felt a disconnect. And that's a lot of the times it's because we're empaths and we can feel other people's energy. And when we start feeling other people's energy way, way, way too much, then we can take on that and think it's ours when it's not. And some energy vampires absolutely know what they're doing. Okay. They know they're conscious manipulators who seek control, validation, or even dominance. Now, others may not know that they're doing this at all. There are people who are deeply wounded, ungrounded, disconnected from their own power. And these are usually people who are going through trauma. So we want to show empathy and we want to show sympathy towards them, but we don't want to carry on their energy. We can be empathetic towards somebody without actually absorbing their energy. Because if we absorb their energy, if we pick up that so much, we start having a hard time knowing what's ours, what's actually truly ours, compared to feeling somebody else's and thinking it's ours. Okay. So instead of them doing their own healing, they usually unconsciously pull their energy from others to survive emotionally. And I can understand that. Like I said, I've been in those positions before where just needed to be heard. A lot of us struggle with being either heard or noticed or accepted, welcomed. A lot of us have a disconnection with their families because of how we've been treated in the past or the trauma that we went through. Okay. But intent does not always cancel the impact. Okay, whether conscious or unconscious, the result is always the same. You'll feel drained around those people. And that's why it's so important to be able to know what is yours and what's not. When you're in a space that you're constantly feeling drained, look around. Who are you surrounding yourself with? You got to also remind yourself, who do I surround myself with? If I'm surrounding myself with somebody with a very negative energy or toxic, and this isn't about working through problems. We all need to vent, but there's a difference between venting and really putting it on somebody. And like I said, I've done it myself. I've been that energy vampire. I can recognize the shadow part of myself and know that I've been that person before. But the first step is recognizing and then starting to cut those cords so you're not that. Because it might not be actually yours to carry. You might just be feeling somebody else's and feel that that's your story, your energy that you need to get out, and it's not. And your body will know this in your mind and in your heart. It knows what's yours and what's not. You need to discern it. You need to be able to know what's yours and what's not. And that takes practice with grounding, cutting cords, and protection. Because if you don't know that, then you might not see those signs that you're the one being the toxic trait. So, what we want to know when we're around somebody who is draining. And this is even for yourself. And remind yourself, you got to do the shadow work to know whether or not you're the one that's the problem or whether or not it's somebody else. Okay? But you're going to want to pay attention to sudden exhaustion. Maybe your tight chest or throat, headaches after interactions with people, maybe feeling emotionally muddy, feeling yicky and just like, oh, I don't know. That person just made me feel like really drained, right? Um, it might be anxiety that wasn't there before. And all of a sudden you're picking up this anxiety and you think it's yours because you're feeling it, but it's not. It could be losing motivation or joy. So energetically, you may see that these auras are heavy and sticky, and these energetic cords are attaching to your solar plex or your heart. It's a sense of being pulled during a conversation. You can feel that. And we don't just observe energy, we feel it. As witches, we feel it. So it's important to be able to see where that interaction is. You have to be able to see and know, is this mine or is this other person's? And if it's this other person's, you can be polite. Just say, hey, listen, thank you so much for trusting me with whatever it is that you needed to get out. But we've got to stop. This is starting to drain me. And can we save it for another day? When you've got your battery charged again. It doesn't mean that you need to dismiss these people in your life completely. You just need to be able to put boundaries. And part of those boundaries are actually doing your cutting cords, grounding, and protection. Okay. Now, you may want to know how these energy vampires are attaching to you. Okay. Now, they can attach through the heart chakra, through empathy, pull your heartstrings. You've heard that before, right? Solar plex, which is what I just spoke about, power and boundaries. This is your power center. Your throat, when you're not speaking your truth. If that is something that you got to work on too. This is why Reiki actually is very, very good to clear those energy centers when you're feeling all this. If you're not doing your cord cutting, you can at least get somebody else to do it for you. You might be a little bit more costly though, okay? Because Reiki is not cheap. I am a practitioner, and even though I don't charge as much as everybody else does, I know how much they can go up to. And in some practitioners that charge $120 an hour. So this is a cheaper version of doing it for yourself because you don't need somebody to do it. You are more than capable of doing this yourself, okay? Now, energy vampires, no, they can sense when somebody struggles with their boundaries, okay? If they're overly compassionate, because we feel that we're responsible for making everybody happy. It's like we are kind to a fault. But remember, being kind is not the same as being available. You can be kind and say, hey, can we save this for another time? I'm not prepared to listen to this right now. Or, you know what, let's catch up on another day where you're more prepared for it. Because if you go in with your cord cutting, your protection around you already, you can handle those conversations a lot easier because you're protected. So you're not going to absorb those energies, and you can handle being with somebody. For instance, okay, nurses, oh my goodness, the empathy that they would have to be able to care for all sorts of people. No discrimination. Male, female, child, adults, does not matter, old, young, okay, of any color. And they've got to be able to disassociate from their patients so that they don't come home drained, because they're already working 12-hour days. Imagine a nurse coming home and not being able to go back into work and do what she needs to do to save people and help you, because they're just as important as doctors, if not more in some cases. Okay. So that can't be a very easy profession to be in. That's why it's so important to cut those cords. If you're in any type of field, customer service, there might be some that you don't need to deal with people. It's a lot easier for you. And if that's the case, great on you. But not everybody's like that. There's so many people that I know that are so sensitive to just go out the door. Their anxiety builds up and they can't do it. This could be a treatment. This could be, if you get into the habit of doing this daily. I do it without even realizing it anymore. And it's so nice to do it outside versus inside, because your air is different inside of your house. So if you can do it outside of your house, it's better. But when you're inside and you have no way where to go or whatever, you can do it inside your house. But just get into the habit of doing it every day. No lie, guys, it really does help. And it will strengthen your intuition, because now you won't be taking on somebody's energy that isn't yours. You'll be able to see more clearly. You'll be able to hear more clearly. You'll be able to visualize more clearly, because you'll be able to receive that information, because nothing's standing in your way. But without it, you can get muddy. Everything can get cloudy, and you might not be able to discern that as quickly. You might have to remove yourself and say, okay, now I've got to cut cords. Imagine if you did it before you went to a party. Give it a shot. If you have issues going outside, or if you have issues being around people, I know some of us sit there because they're dumb. And I know we're not meaning that on a serious note. We're saying that in the sense of just joking around, right? Not a people person, and it is because we're sensitive. But imagine if you could go out with this cloak on and everything that came at you just fell right off. And you can do that too. Now that I'm saying that, you can use that as, if that's your visual aid that you need, and pretend you're throwing on a cloak, that anybody comes to you, it just slides off. I actually put mirrors around me. A lot of the times, if I'm going out to somewhere where I feel that I might be psychically attacked, or that I might be absorbing something a lot more easily, if I'm going to an area that there's a lot of people, I will do my protection ahead of time, because then I'm going in and I don't absorb anything. Nobody's getting into this force field, because now I'm putting mirrors on the outside, and anybody coming at me is just going to bounce off that mirror and go right back to them. It's not harming them, but it's definitely not harming you, because the energy is not getting it's not coming at you. Those mirrors are protecting you. And these are all done visually. Don't think that you are not capable of doing these. You are. You want to be able to visualize. And believe me, guys, in the beginning, it might feel hard. It's not. You just have to, and that's why I say, if you do have a selenite wand, or if you do have any other wand with you, it can be anything. You can use a pen if you just need something to visualize and go, okay, I'm going to visualize cutting my cords, just to give you something to see, so you're not missing a spot. I started off with using my selenite, because my selenite I use it for my Reiki treatments, but it absorbs energy, and then I just flick it off. That's all I have to do. Wipe it off, just go take it off, whatever. Okay. But I use this in the beginning so I could actually see where I was going, see if I was covering everything, go in between my fingers. I would visualize everything just being pulled from this. And then you just shake it out. Now it's not on me. I'm good. Now, when it comes to cleansing, now there's different ways of cleansing. Okay. Like you saw, I used a smudge stick in the beginning. I usually cleanse my space. I cleanse myself. Well, if the dogs will let me, I'll cleanse them too, just because they should. Because they've got a lot of pent up energy, right? Not that they absorb anything. Animals are very, very different. They have this power that all humans should have because they have so much love and affection. It's crazy. And that is their protection right there. It's beautiful. And anybody who has a pet knows that our animals are our go-to when we need to feel safe. But they do it too. They know that their role is to make us feel safe. But you can use incense, you can use herbs if you want to. If you guys don't have incense, just something that you might not know, you can actually take a small stick of cinnamon, just break it a little piece and burn it. It will burn like an incense, and you can use that, and all of us witches know what cinnamon can do, okay? So it's not just for protection and cleansing, but it also brings in prosperity. It also brings in, if you want to do your spell work, it helps to bring it in more quickly. Okay. But it's all about intentions. Use what you have on hand. You can take a salt bath, salt showers. You can, um, as weird as it sounds, you can make yourself a salt scrub, kind of like a sugar scrub, and use that in the shower. Now, I would recommend moisturizing afterwards and making sure that you rinse yourself off good so you don't have that residue on you. But if that's the only way that you have, it's also great for your muscles. If you're getting into a bath, you can put Epsom salts in. Use Epsom salts, and that will help relax your muscles as well. Now, you can use bells, singing bowls, even clapping. If you have nothing else, the chaos magic, okay? You have nothing else, use your hands. That's your sound. That's your bells. Make any sound that you want. You have a glass with you and you want to ding it with your pen or whatever, just to be able to get um that sound um vibration through you. That's all you need. Now you can use, like I said, visualization and just washing yourself through that. You can take a washcloth and do the motions of cleansing yourself as if you're removing things from you. Okay. Anything is possible. It's intentions, it's your mind. Use what you have on hand. Now, salt doesn't cost very much. If you have a little bit of herbs, you can burn a little bit of herbs, like I said. Coffee will even work, guys. You don't have anything else on hand, burn a little coffee. As I'm going to take a sip of mine so it doesn't get cold, right? And you don't need permission to do this stuff. You can do it out in public. I've done it when I've gone for drives, and if I'm finding myself in a situation where maybe I'm stressed or I feel that I'm anxious, I check in with myself and I will do it right in the car. I just say it out loud. I want to clear anything that's attached to me right in this moment. I don't need it. It's not mine. Send it back to where it came from. No harm to anybody else. You don't have to have this anything poetic. You don't need to have it rhyme. You can just say, be gone. F you, whatever you need to say. I'm not going to say that out loud because I want to be banned off of not YouTube. You can also, now I'm going to talk about grounding for a moment. Okay. because I just thought of this. Before you cleanse yourself, well, when I'm cleansing myself in the shower, okay, I cleanse myself, but I'm also visualizing my feet in the sand. I know it sounds weird, right? You're having a shower and you're visualizing getting dirty. I know it's so weird, but I visualize myself as if I'm at some spa resort where I'm on some island somewhere, not Epstein's, please. And I imagine that my feet are in the soft sand while I'm getting, like, if I was under a waterfall. Imagine being under a waterfall. You're already in the water, right? Your feet is in the dirt, like the ground of the lake or the ocean or wherever you are, and you visualize this waterfall coming down. Isn't that the most serene thing that you can think of doing for yourself? Like, put some music on while you're doing it. It doesn't have to be fancy. Put on your favorite song. I love throwing on music and dancing, well, as best as I can. Guys don't wanna see see that, but I do it so that my body gets moving. That I'm grounding. I'm using my feet. I'm making sure that I'm putting my feet in, and I visualize you don't need to be outside. It's cold outside right now. You're not gonna find any ground out there that isn't solid. You're not getting through it right now. But you can visualize being on a beach somewhere. Throw on a meditation that sounds like you're on a beach somewhere, and just visualize your feet being in the water, and you're having this waterfall coming down, and you're cleansing yourself, and you're seeing this bright light coming through your energy centers, and everything's clear. Nothing looks murky or muddy. Everything looks clear. That is going to anchor you back into your body and in the earth. And it's a great way of doing it all together. Now, when I'm done all of that, then I will put a protection bubble around me, or I will say my protection prayer. I've got a few ways of doing it. I'm never the same each time. I've got my same prayer that I've used for years. I've been doing this for years. But each time I do it, it's slightly different. It depends on the moment. Depends on where I am, depends on what I have. I might do a candle spell to do it, but I don't need it. Don't waste a candle. Just sit there and take 5 minutes. 5 minutes, maybe not even that. If your shower is nice and warm, oh my goodness, you are having a spring shower and you're enjoying yourself. You're not going to get out of that too quickly. Take the time to visualize every time you're wiping a part of your body. Visualize it as you are getting rid of the gunk, the dirt, anything that's been attached to you from anybody that you've surrounded yourself with. And you're saying, I'm cutting the cords to this. That's all it takes. You're already doing it. We all shower, right? For those of you who don't, you might want to consider, but this is a great way. 5 minutes. If you're in the shower for longer than that and you want to have the whole experience, some people like to get into a bath with their roses and their candles. Do it as a ritual if you want to. There's no wrong way, but you're not always going to be in a position to draw a bath. And that's why it's important to be able to protect your energy and do all these things, because protection is not fear, it's self-respect. Protection practices includes visualizing your energetic shields, wearing protective jewelry, talismans, anything that you have, your rings that you might have, okay? Boundaries, just setting boundaries before any interactions. Saying no is a boundary. That's a protection without any explanation. You don't have to tell anybody why you're saying no. You don't need to. Limiting access to your time and emotions. That's protection because you don't owe any access to anyone, energetically or otherwise. Okay? Remember that energy vampires are teaching us something powerful. They show us where our boundaries are weak, where we give too much of ourselves. And it's so easy to do it, but we got to remind ourselves that giving too much is a boundary issue. And we've all done it. We've all done it. Okay. At one point or another, we have done it somehow. The point is recognizing if you are the one that is doing it as well, or if it's actually the other person. Because if it's both, then you've got to make sure that you're doing your side as well as knowing where this energy is with them, and it's a boundary. Okay. Um, Now, protection is not selfish either. Okay. It's your sacred divine energy. Your energy is magic. So guard it as if it's like a spell that you're doing. Okay. If you're doing a spell, you're not going to let anybody enter your space. That's a sacred space for you in that moment, doing something that is going to benefit you. It's self care. So guard it like it is. Now, I want to hear from you. I want you to let me know. Have you experienced any energy vampires before? Are you the energy vampire? Because you got to ask both ways. Okay. And what did it feel like? Did you feel it? Did you feel that energy, Jane? Did you go into somebody's place and instantly feel that energy? And did you notice the shift that cord cutting with the cord cutting that we did? Did you feel that energy being severed? Did you feel that you were reclaiming your energy? Because I want to hear your experiences. I want to know if you've gone through something similar and what you've done. If there's anything that you've done that I haven't said, that I haven't spoken about. Now, if this episode did resonate with you, if it brought you clarity, if it helped you feel lighter or more empowered, please, guys, I love you all. Please take a moment and like the video, make a comment, share it. It allows me to reach more witches that might be able to need this. And if you know anybody that could use this, please share it with anybody who you think is either draining you that could use this, or that has mentioned maybe something like this. Because if you can help somebody, the more we can help each other. Remember, right now we are in such a chaotic world right now. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, with yeah, I'm in Canada and I know what's going on in the States right now, and I'm sad, but I'm not taking it in as if it's mine. It's not my energy. It's not mine to deal with. I know what's going on. I see what's going on. Um, I know that it needs to happen. As screwed up as it is, the way that we can rebuild a new earth is if we shake down the old one that doesn't work anymore. So, and this is going to affect all of us globally. So it is more important now than anything to protect your energy, because so many people are feeling sad and depressed, especially those of you who I know that are in the States that have been experiencing um, all this stuff that's going on lately. I don't want to get into it. Like I said, I like to keep it political free, but we have to talk about the energy because it is affecting everybody. People are getting angry, people are lashing out, we're seeing a lot of protesting going on. Not so much here in Canada, although we had an incident in BC the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before. It was devastating. It was mass shooting, and we don't go through that stuff the same way as what we hear in the States. We don't. Um, I'm not saying that we don't go through it. We clearly do, but it is nothing like what you guys are experiencing over there. But it still weighs heavy on our hearts, and we can't carry that because we have a job to do, and our job is to heal. Our job is to heal this planet. Our job is to heal others with every interaction as much as we can. So if you know that there's anybody that could benefit from this, please, I appreciate all of you for doing any of that. Um, Remember to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss on Witch Talk. And if you're not part of our circle, please come join us. We're always here Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are open to all witches of all practices. We are not um, biased. We are very open and welcoming, and that is how I run the show. But it's also my admins and my amazing members of the Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, you can see the link in below. You can always come and join us. But we're there. We're here every Thursdays. But remember to protect your light. Remember to protect your peace. And remember to protect your magic. Love and light to all of you. I love you all. And I'm going to now look at the chat and see how you guys are. I see all of you here. I'm just seeing your message now, Manny. One of us. Oh, okay. Yes, we don't fit in any boxes, do we? Oh, I'm so happy to see you all here. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, Donna, Tamara, Jay, I see Delilah, Manny, Donna. If I didn't say Donna already, I think I've already said Donna, Sorcha. And if I've missed anybody, please say hello, because some of you guys might be new. Angel Mom, hello. Yes, setting boundaries is important, right? Oh my Jesus. You'll learn the hard way. Let me tell you, you do. You learn the hard way. Oh, Sherry, yes, you're here too. Hello. And I'm trying to see, but I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So my apologies. Baha. I don't know. But if you have a name, you can let me know. I'm not going to tell you that I probably need new glasses because I can't read. I miss you guys so much too. I'm not sure who I'm talking to. Not all of you, anyways. But I'm so glad you guys are here. And let me know if there's anything that you want to see for next week. If not, I will think of something. There's always something that I will bring to Baha Maisiki. Did I say that right? I'm afraid to mispronounce it. I don't want to look like an idiot. I'm already an idiot. Well, I like idiot. I can laugh at myself. I'm allowed to say that. Oh, ancestor work. Yes, that could be a good one, isn't it? You always have great ideas, Jay. Many. No, anyways, you guys, I love you all. I appreciate you all for being here. Oh, it's Nathaniel. Now I get it. Hi, Nathaniel. How are you? Yes, I remember meeting you at the fall. Yes, I know exactly who we're talking to now. That's awesome that you're here. Thanks so much for joining us. No, I now I know all of you guys. No, this is why we meet here, right? Because we get each other, we connect. We know how to be a group, and I love that. I really do. And yeah, no, honestly, guys, guess what? You're not going to believe this, but when I first went live, what was it, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I guess, I just hit 2,000. It's climbing. It's climbing, guys. And I'm cleaning up you're going to see that there's a lot taken down from my videos, only because I'm just eliminating the stuff that I can redo. make it better, um, and make it easier for you guys to find. And oh, and I'm moving into a new space, guys. I know, I feel like I just got this all set up, but I'm moving to another space. Hopefully, I'll have better lighting and stuff like that, even though I don't mind the space at all. I will be taking most of my stuff behind me, but um, but yeah, you're gonna see me in a new environment, and yeah, that's all we have to say tonight. I don't want to keep you guys here if we don't need to. But, anyways, good night, Sherry. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, I'm glad we're all back too, Manny. And Nathaniel, thank you for joining us. It's always nice having a new person join our group because more power, right? More power to all of us, which is we are the healers, we are rising, and I can't be more happier. You love my witch cave, I know. I love my witch cave too, but I do need to get into a, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm changing it just a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll just be better lighting, I think. YouTube seems to like that. Strength in numbers. I know we need it. But, anyways, beautiful witches, I love you all. And I will see you next Thursday. If there's anything that you want to see besides ancestral connections and stuff like that, I forget what Jay said. What was it? Ancestral, ancestral work, just in general. Bringing in maybe your guides, ancestors, and stuff like that. I can definitely think of something. But if you want to actually see something, let me know. If not, I will make it up as I go, or well, not make it up as I go, but you know what I mean. Okay. Anyways, love to all of you, and ciao for now, witches.